Hello, this is Austin
And Zoe.
of Craft Crickets in Eugene, Oregon.
Today we're going to show you how to make Parmesan Cricket Crackers. They are one of our favorite recipes from our cookbook, the Cricket Cookbook.
This recipe calls for half a cup of ground crickets. The crickets add a nice brown color to the crackers while adding a substantial amount of protein. In total, this recipe makes about 6 servings with 9 grams of protein per serving.
It takes about a half hour in total, 15 minutes to prep and 15 minutes to cook.
Now, I would like to remind everyone, if you like this recipe, check out our cookbook, the Cricket Cookbook, which is available on Amazon, which has both this recipe and many, many more. This recipe calls for the following ingredients. 1/2 cup of cricket flour. Now, this is the real star of the recipe. You can grind this either to a fine powder, or you can have it coarsely ground for a little extra texture.
1½ cups white all-purpose flour.
1/3 cup of olive oil.
1 ounce grated Parmesan cheese.
We also like to add a little rosemary at times. For this we use about 1 teaspoon, which is equivalent to 1 sprig.
1/2 cup water.
1/2 teaspoon of sugar.
And finally, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. First, mix all the dry ingredients together. Then mix in the olive oil and water. Wow, this smells good already. Who doesn't love Parmesan and rosemary? Keep mixing until it all forms together, and if you need, you can add just a little bit more water as you go.
Next, we're going to knead the dough. Before we do this, I've laid out some parchment paper so the dough doesn't stick to our surface. I'm also going to lay down some flour. Feel free to liberally apply flour so that it doesn't stick to your surface. If needed, add flour throughout this process. So, I'm going to take this dough and I'm going to knead it for about 2 minutes. Now that we've kneaded the dough, we're going to roll this out to about 1/8 of an inch.
Now that the dough is rolled out very thinly, we're going to prick a few holes in. You can see here that we didn't actually thoroughly grind the crickets all the way. We really like to have a few of the crickets showing, like there. It adds a nice texture and shows the complexity of the cracker. You can now, after you prick it, you can put it straight on a cookie sheet and into the oven, or we recommend cutting it first while it's still on the parchment paper and then putting it in. You can really cut these to any size that you desire. We just like little snacking crackers. Just lift the parchment right onto your cookie sheet and put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. All right, we have fresh out of the oven Parmesan Cricket Crackers. We love having these with soup or with soft cheese, and actually they're a great snack just on their own.
If you enjoyed this video today, we encourage you to check out our other videos of cooking with crickets and our introduction to cricket farming videos. Also, if you need more recipes, find our cookbook on Amazon. It's called the Cricket Cookbook.
We hope you enjoyed. Bon appetit!